Hello, I am Ebony Bullock, Learning Consultant with Cengage. This video will walk you through the steps to create a test in Cognero and then import that test into Blackboard. The first step would be to navigate to the Instructor Resource Center. You can do so by typing in login.cengage.com, which will take you to this page. Use your email address and password and click on Sign In. You first want to make sure that you have the correct title open within your Instructor Resource Center. And I do. And then the next thing I'd like to make sure that I have available is this link here, which says Cengage Learning Testing powered by Cognero for the textbook that I'm going to give a test with. If you don't see this Cognero link in the instructor supplements, you'll need to go to the Add a Product to your Instructor Resource Center, and you'll want to type in Discovering Computers, a Fundamental Combined Approach, and click on the search function. What we're looking for is the text. So if it says MindTap is the first thing that we see, then that is not what we want. We would like to click on just the textbook. So here it is. I'm going to click on the radio button next to the title and click Continue. I'll be taken to a page that lists some of the resources that I can add to this title. And at the bottom of that list, I see the Cognero test generator. So I'm going to click on the checkbox and click on Add Selected to the Instructor Resource Center. And so now we should see that resource also lining up with the text. So let's click on this link. It will open in a new tab or window. And on the left-hand side, you want to find your text. So I'm going to click on the plus sign next to Shelley Cashman series, Discovering Computers, and Microsoft Office 365 and Office 2016. And when I click on that plus sign, it expands and shows me all the modules that are available within that title. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find the content in which I'd like to give a test. So perhaps I'm giving a test on Module 1 for Discovering Computers. I'm going to just drag that over into the blue space on the right-hand side, and that is going to set off the creation of a test. And if there's any other section from the book that I'd like to include on this test, then I'll just pull that over as well. So I'm going to pull over this Excel, creating a worksheet and a chart. And it's asking, would you like to open the question set you were dragging or add its contents to the item you're currently editing? So I'm just going to add it so that it's one rather than having two separate files. So the test has loaded all of the questions that have loaded from those two modules. Next, I'm going to click on File and Export. and we'll be exporting to Blackboard 7.1 plus. This is creating a zip file, and you'll want to save the zip file in a location that you'll remember. Okay, now that you've saved this zip file, let's go on over to Blackboard. Within Blackboard, you want to navigate to where you like to place the content. And actually, on the left-hand side of your control panel, you want to expand Course Tools. Within Course Tools, you're going to go down and click on Tests, Surveys, and Pools. Okay, once you get to Test, Surveys, and Pools, click on the Pools link. And you want to import pool. So let's click on Import Pool and browse my computer. This is where we're going to look for that zip file that we just created and click Submit. So the package has been processed. So now that we have pulled in the zip file, we can go back to our content page and we can create a test where we'd like it to be located. So what I'll do is I'll go into this chapter 1 folder and I'm going to click on the assessments drop down arrow and click on test. And we're going to click on create. And you want to give the test a name. So this might be assessment 1 and click submit. Okay, now you'll see 3 tabs. We're going to click on the tab that says reuse question. And from that menu, we'll select find questions. Okay, so now you should see from the pool section your DC Module 1 introducing today's technology. So you want to select that pool and you'll see all the questions that are available. So there's 255 questions available. You can preview each question, and if you'd like to include it, you can click on the checkbox to select that item. So you would just go through and select the test questions you'd like your students to be familiar with. Okay, so you've selected all of the questions that you'd like your students to see on the exam. Maybe let's add in a few more. And so once you've selected all of the questions, let's get to 50. Okay. All right, we have 50 questions. Click Submit. And then you get a preview of your assessment. And you can scroll through there to make sure it is how you would like it to look. And then you would click on OK. So then you're taken back to the Create Test page. You want to make sure that you're selecting that Assessment 1 and then clicking on Submit. So Assessment 1 was the test you just created. And here you have those options that you can apply to this assessment. So are we making this available? Yes. Are students allowed to have multiple attempts? That's up to you, obviously. Forcing students to complete it in one sitting, that might be something I would turn on. and setting a timer. This might help prevent any cheating, especially if students aren't completing the test in your presence. You can also set a display after and a display until. If you'd like to add a password so students aren't starting the test or completing the test without your permission, then you may want to set a password. Okay, so you set your parameters and click on Submit. So that test is now here inside of that folder that you designated, and students can go in and complete the test.